My name is Zach, and I want to welcome you to my channel. Feel free to argue. In this introductory video, I'd like to talk about some of the things that prompted me to start making videos for YouTube. I thought YouTube was always an interesting phenomenon. When my friends started recommending videos to me, came over here, and I would just watch the video they told me to watch. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool, you know, whatever, the beer ad or whatever. But after a while, I started just exploring YouTube a bit on my own. Initially, I was fascinated by its sort of graveyard aspect, where you could find anything that you can remember from your childhood there. I found half-forgotten cartoons, old television shows, videos that I was sure were never anywhere, much less, you know, saved somewhere like YouTube. But then after a while, I started to find, well, some of the people who are the more opinionated people on YouTube, people like Pat Condell or Web Pundit. And I also found some of the independent voices that you can only find on YouTube or on PBS in the middle of the evening. And this was the part of YouTube that really fascinated me. Finding these independent sources, these different views on the Iraq War, different views on our government and why it wasn't working, different views on what happened in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. And it filled kind of a void that I'd always felt was there from the mainstream media. I've always thought of myself as a liberal and was kind of disappointed in the liberal media and how unliberal I thought it was, but I thought that I at least had some of the more liberal sources of the mainstream media, regular reader of the New York Times, etc. And one of the interesting things about YouTube is getting on YouTube and finding out that even things that are supposedly and even vilified as being part of the liberal media, like the New York Times, which is savagely attacked by the right very frequently, that even the New York Times serves its corporate masters pretty well a lot of the time. So YouTube is interesting to me in that it represents one of your few chances, actually, as an American, of being an informed citizen. And, of course, we all know that being an informed citizen is a very important part of what makes democracy work. So, I wanted to join this. I wanted to be part of the YouTube community, be part of this dialogue that's happening about the most important things that we're facing as a nation, the most important issues that we have to deal with as a population, the Iraq War, health care, our role in the world, whether or not there is a God. All of these things, I think, are terribly important discussions, and YouTube is one of the few places where these discussions are actually taking place in a vigorous, rigorous sort of way. And I guess I really wanted to be a part of that. So I guess that's enough for an introductory video. I hope to have more here and more specific stuff, not talking generally like this. So thanks for dropping by, and let the debate begin.